Well, I don't think I owe you, no, not at all. What do I owe you today? No way. But I woke up this morning with supper on my plate, and I think it's gonna be a good day. And I think it's gonna be a good day. Okay, hello friends out there in YouTube land. This is Michael Wilson Barber's little YouTube channel, and I'm going to cook a chicken in the Instant Pot. One of the goals is to make as much broth, fresh chicken broth, as possible. So I've started my mirepoix in here. If you don't know what an Instant Pot is, it has one of these, and filling it halfway is up to here. Filling it 2/3 of the way is right here, and it says that's the max. You don't want to go over that because this is essentially a pressure cooker. So there's that certain space that you shouldn't go over. I bought a big chicken. I didn't realize how big it was, but it should still fit in here, I think. Right now I'm starting the mirepoix here on the bottom, which is going to be carrots, celery, and onions. And I have some fresh rosemary and thyme that I cut from the flower bed. I'll put 2 sprigs of rosemary on each side, or maybe I'll shove a couple inside the cavity of the chicken. I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying to put some on both sides. So this chicken is 6.87 pounds, which it's a natural organic chicken or whatever. It was almost $11, but it's 6.87 pounds, 6 minutes per pound in the Instant Pot. I have to cook this at really 42 minutes, which I will. I'm going to add some other ingredients here, and I'll show you that. Hold on. Okay, so essentially this mirepoix is ready to go. I got 3 bay leaves in there, 4 cloves of garlic, 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have to really be chopped up a lot. I just smashed them with a knife. Got a generous amount of salt and pepper in here. So this is the same principle I would use for cooking a roast or chicken in a Dutch oven, or roasting a turkey actually. And it goes on the bottom so the meat and stuff, and then all the broth can be up here. This also protects the bottom of the Instant Pot from getting like burned meat or whatever on there, and it makes it easier to clean. But I do have a video on cooking a chicken in a Dutch oven. Same principle, and same principle as I use for roasting a turkey. I put all this stuff in the bottom. I don't intend to eat the mirepoix. I usually just drain the stock out and throw these vegetables away, or give them to the chickens or whatever. Chickens don't like garlic and onions though. So friends, an Instant Pot, if you don't know by now, is essentially a pressure cooker, and you can do lots of things with it. Up until a few years ago, I was still using my mom's old pressure cooker, and it did kind of scare me sometimes. You had to be careful and think about what you were doing. But when I got this Instant Pot, man, used it a few times, had it for about a year, I gave away my pressure cooker to Goodwill. I just figured I'm never going to use this ever again, and it's taking up cabinet space. But I do have a lot of fond memories of the pressure cooker, the sights and sounds and the smells of Mom using the pressure cooker at home. Man, she was a whiz with that thing. Anyway, next step. Okay, so wow, this is almost a 7-pound chicken. I didn't mean to buy a 7-pound chicken, but I did. I went ahead and chopped up a couple tomatoes and put some in the cavity, as well as half of an onion like in the cavity, but there's also onions down at the bottom in the mirepoix. So, you know, in theory I could cut this chicken up or cut some of these pieces off of here and try to make it less, but I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to make a lot of stock. I think as long as I don't go above this aqua fill line over here, I'm going to add some leftover chicken broth I have and add water up to this line. I think as long as I don't go over the line, it's okay that some of this product is actually above the line, because it's going to be a pressure cooker. So our puppy Albert is saying hello. Are you excited about this chicken being cooked in an Instapot, Albert? I don't know how old he is, about 11 weeks or so, maybe 12 weeks, but he's super cute. He's helping me, or encouraging me, I guess. Alright, next steps. Okay, so friends, before I put the lid on and show you the next steps, I went just to the line, like right below it, with liquid, leftover stock, and mostly water. By the way, so I put a generous amount of salt and pepper on this top of this, and a little bit of dried parsley, and the rosemary and thyme sprigs. And you cannot fit anything else in this. I could not fit my corn, which I was ready to cut and put in here, corn on the cob. Certainly not potatoes or anything else. So, not as big as a Dutch oven, at least this size. What is this? I don't know. It's an IP Lux, so I don't know what size this actually is. Okay, I'll show you the next steps here in a minute. Okay, so I just plugged in the Instapot. It's got this little handle thing here, and when you have it ready to pressurize, you want this going this way, straight. So you put this on. It's real easy. Lock it in place. The pressure thing is straight this way. So I'm going to do meat stew. I'm not going to do 60 minutes. I'm going to do 42 minutes because it is a 7-pound chicken, and I'm going to go ahead and say manual. I guess that means it's going to take 26 minutes to come to pressure, I guess. Okay, I don't know. But anyway, it's set. So like the TV commercial says, you can set it and forget it. And now I'm gonna go fishing or something, and I'll be back here in about an hour or so. And it has to come down from heat. I mean from pressure, before you turn this valve to let the pressure out. One other thing I forgot to share is another herb I like to use in chicken or turkey is Mara jam. And you know, I don't have any right now. So, but Mara jam, I don't know what it is. It doesn't get a whole lot of airplay. Like, you can't go out to the store and say, I want to buy a Mara jam plant. And it's even kind of hard to find in the herb section. So, but I do like marjoram. I guess Mara jam, marjoram. But typically I use rosemary and thyme and bay leaves, garlic, onions, celery, carrots, and sometimes if I have bell peppers or tomatoes or whatever you have, you can put in for your stock. Okay? Alright. See ya in about an hour. Okay, so friends, it was heating up, coming up to pressure. Started to smell real good, and some moisture was gathering here. I don't know where the moisture was coming from. Some of it looked like it was coming out here. I don't know. So I read on the Googles that, yeah, you can't overfill it on the line or have your meat sticking up above the line. So I turned it off, letting the pressure out. It's been off for quite a while now. See, there's no pressure in there. So I'm going to have to do something that's a real pain. I'm going to have to take the chicken out, cut it up into pieces, and see what I can fit back in there. I don't know if I can fit this whole 7-pound chicken in here, but we'll see, and I'll show you the outcome of that. But I am afraid of this spilling out, especially since the moisture was already coming out here. So I'm not going to do that again. Okay friends, so this was a mess. Sometimes even the best cooks make mistakes. So there's the maximum fill line. So I cut up as much of this chicken as possible and put it back in. It was already hot, so it was kind of hard to do. Look at this big mess here. The rest of this is mostly like the back and stuff. I could not fit in there, but I fit in as much as the chicken I could. And you can see it's close to the maximum fill line, about 1/4 of an inch down below there. So I'm going to restart this. Okay, so for a side dish, I boiled some ears of corn in some salt water with salt, and I got a few carrots and celery and some thyme and rosemary and a bay leaf in there for flavor, and that's going to be a side dish. Okay friends, so after I cut up the chicken and left the back out, put it back in, I got under the water line about 1/4 inch. I started it again, and I don't know, I guess it had some memory. Instead of 42 minutes, it did 26 minutes after it came up to temperature, and now it's on the first minute of letting the pressure out. So I don't know what L means, if it means letting the pressure out. If anyone out there knows, let me know. But either way, now we're letting the pressure out, and it only went 26 minutes. It was already half cooked, and I'll show you the final results. Okay, so we're at L26, and I looked up on the Googles. L means lapsed time, so this is 26 minutes passed from when it started cooling down and depressurizing. So normally I guess 15 minutes is safe. So we're well into our lapse time. We're going to do the next steps here and depressurize, and well, I don't think there's any pressure left in here. We're going to open this up and get the chicken out, okay? And the broth.